My name is Todd Ostrander, and I run the TMT, or Technology, Media, and Telecommunications practice for CDI Global. I work out of the Seattle office, which is actually located in Gig Harbor, Washington. CDI Global is a group or network of almost 130 bankers in 30 countries around the world. And as we look at the US market, we get deal flow opportunities from everywhere from India to the UK to Switzerland to Stockholm, Sweden, etc. And so we get the opportunity to participate and help those companies that are looking to expand their buyer network. Likewise, we get the opportunity to market the companies that we source here in the United States to buyers from around the world as well that are looking to either expand their position in the marketplace in the US or add to what they have on an international basis. So interestingly enough, PitchBook actually just published information that suggests that TMT industry makes up, or IT as they refer to it, makes up 23% of all transactions worldwide right now, which means that that sector specifically is the most valuable, if you will, total sector in the marketplace. And that hasn't changed, or I should say that continues to grow, in fact, in the market. As always, right, the sectors, when you look at the global economic trends that are currently going on right now, we're headed certainly towards a slowdown in the market as opposed to what has, over the last several years, been a growth market. And then during times of slowdown, technology is usually what is used to reduce cost in an organization, as well as gain market share without too much investment in human capital. And so right now we're seeing that manifest itself in supply chain technology solutions. We're seeing it certainly in digitalization of solutions, where people are trying to use digital software solutions in order to be able to enhance their marketing and sales efforts, as well as just simply cost-cutting efforts throughout an organization's operations. Globalization is what CDI is all about, and in this particular case we get the opportunity to dramatically reduce the number of effectively instances around the world that you would otherwise have to touch base with, because we can effectively bring one organization together on a global basis. Acquirers are currently looking for solutions depending on who they are, right? If they're a strategic acquirer, they're looking for solutions that have the opportunity to dramatically improve their bottom line or dramatically improve their top line revenue. Typically, if you've got somebody that's got a distribution channel for a certain type of product, and you can add a product to that distribution channel, you can reduce their cost of customer acquisition and or the cost of getting a product to market. In the private equity space, at the end of the day, they're a financial buyer. And so what they're looking to do is leverage assets that they've already made investments into by adding additional sectors or potentially adding new platforms to the thesis that they've already established. We are actually, and there's certain sectors that are currently growing as a result of that. If you take a look at, for instance, aerospace and defense, governments around the world are increasing their budgets in aerospace defense simply because they're recognizing the fact that there's uncertainty and unrest in certain sectors around the world, and they're going to protect themselves against those. So as a result, they're looking at ways of protecting themselves both digitally as well as from a physical asset perspective. We are seeing more buyers globally. You have both strategic entities realizing that they can't make things fast enough, so there's always a buy versus build perspective that they're looking at, but there's also more private equity funds that are raised every year right now. The number of funds that have been established over the last 10 years is actually exponential. So there's a significant amount of money still sitting on the sideline to create opportunities for growth. As we look at companies, we're constantly evaluating the opportunity for certain sectors, and as we look at those sectors and the growth in those sectors, we identify both strategic buyers as well as private equity firms that specifically invest in those particular areas. So as we look at a particular opportunity, maybe it's somebody that's looking to sell their company, we have the opportunity to identify as many as 500 to 600 or 700 prospective buyers, and then we narrow that search down to a very specific level of those that we think have the highest probability of success and the ability to close for our clients. I'm Todd Ostrander, I manage TMT for the CDI Global organization. CDI Global gives us the opportunity to dramatically improve the number of potential buyers and sellers in the marketplace for our colleagues.